Hello there, welcome to the channel. This is Nerd.World. Before we get started, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below if you're enjoying this channel and any of the content. For those of you that are returning and have seen my videos before, you may remember a few months ago I put up a video where I posited a theory that or more likely a question, that the NX-01 Enterprise had the moniker of USS, or may have done, and as thought. Now I have spent far too much of my time, more than I would like to admit, thinking about this, as I tend to obsess a little bit, and it has been bothering me, and I finally have some kind of answer as to why you see in an episode of Season 4 of Enterprise, particularly the episode where the Enterprise has been sabotaged by Klingon augments, spoilers, and the Columbia intercepts them, and they do a very risky maneuver where they merge their warp bubble in order to get Tucker aboard. And while they're monitoring it on the screen, you see both vessels beginning to merge, and they are titled USS Enterprise and USS Columbia. And this has always stuck with me as something that really bothered me, because it breaks the canon. These ships weren't meant to have that title. You weren't supposed to get it until after the founding of the Federation. There may have been ships with SS or other such titles, but not USS. So why was it? Why was it there? Was it a mistake? Was it something done deliberately that I'm just missing? Did I just misread the canon and actually these ships were just USS and they just happened to not slap it on? One of the other reasons it kind of stuck with me is because in Amira Darkly, Parts 1 and 2, we see the ISS Enterprise, the same classification of ship, although built in the Mirror Universe, although things aren't exactly the same in both universes. The Terrans were already calling their ships ISS, whereas Starfleet, at least the United Earth Starfleet, was not calling their vessels USS. Or they didn't seem to be. But what was on this display screen seemed to contradict that. So I finally have an answer. I reached out to Doug Drexler, one of the men responsible in the creative team for the creation of the models and some of the other work, which was a huge nerd moment for me when I got to speak to him, and he gave me an answer when I sent him a still of that shot. I asked him, why was the USS put in? Was it a mistake, or was it just something that was put in as a nod to the fans, or did I just miss something and actually these ships were called the USS? And his reply was, I have to wonder if the visual effects made this graphic. We never would have made this mistake. It's possible that the USS was a cut and paste while creating it and was not corrected. He also went on to say that the Federation had not been formed yet and it didn't make sense for any of the ships to be given the title of USS. Obviously, this is a slightly condensed version of the conversation, which he gave me permission to use, which I'm so grateful for, because as I said, it was a massive nerd moment for me to get to speak to him. The man's a legend, so thank you, if you're actually watching this. And there I finally got an answer. It's probably a mistake, and it's been bothering me. But then you go back onto, mistake or not, it was on screen, so does that now make it canon? So that's the next question. Even though it was probably a mistake by the graphics department, does that now make it canon for them to have been called USS? Even if it wasn't necessarily in association with the Federation, it may have meant something different, but still have been the same three words, USS, United Starship, or whatever USS is actually meant to stand for, thinking of it. So, what does everyone think? Was it just obviously it was a mistake, irrelevant, or is it actually now canonical because you see it on the screen, which usually is an indication that something is now canon? Let me know in the comments below. Only a short video today, but please like, share, subscribe, comment down below, and again thank you to Doug Drexler. I'm a massive fan and I'm so grateful to be able to speak to him and for him to actually answer this question, which has been annoying me more than anyone can understand, as I'm a little obsessive compulsive. And it's been winding me up. Even though I kind of figured this was the answer, it's nice to actually hear it confirmed. That said, bye bye.